What's up, Trojan family? Listen, man, real quick, man, we got to talk about how significant this hire is for the USC football Trojans. It's the top of the morning, man. Listen, I'm about to go get it in, get this workout in. But look, we got to talk about real quick. I want to bring back to your remembrance of a guy that I had on my show. He was with the Conquest Collective. His name was Mert. That's my buddy. But right now, he currently, he handles a couple of guys. He manages a couple of guys. He's their agent in college. And one of the things that he really kind of talked about was the fact that he deals closely with Notre Dame's collective. He deals closely now with Ohio State collective. So you're talking about a guy that's very familiar with the landscape of college football when we talk about this new big time hire for USC, and he understands this guy, Chad Bowman, who USC hires. Chad Bowman is a guy very innovative, a very young guy who's only 30, up and coming, and he puts me in the same mind frame of a guy like Brandon Sosna. You guys remember Brandon Sosna, who was at USC under Mike Bohm, but then he went and took the job because he was a young up and coming guy. Took the job to Detroit Lions, and we see what he's doing now. Phenomenal things all across the NFL, and his name is really getting out there. And so we see this guy as well when you look at him. And the fact that my guy was able to call out this collective, and he talked about how the structure is right now, how organized they are, how they distribute their funds, and how everything is set up to benefit the athlete. And it's phenomenal. And so I want you guys to listen to something real quick, just to really bring it back to you guys and really understand that USC just knocked this thing out of the park real quick.
So let's make it crystal clear. And I know this because I've worked very closely with Notre Dame's collective. I've worked very closely with Oregon's collective and Ohio State's collective because I manage clients that play on those teams now, that are my clients now, that are in the playoff, right? So I've worked hand in hand with those collectives till this day. As of today, I was talking to Notre Dame's main collective, and how they operate their collective, they give their collective a lot more autonomy in terms of working as an agency and doing deals. And
all right, so there it is, man. You heard what Mert said, man. Mert said it there best. The way they have it structured, more like an agency, really just able to move and groove. This is a guy that USC absolutely, positively hit a home run. Now, here's the question I got for you guys. I want to know if he's bringing, because I know that he had a staff under him. So the questions I have now, as we move forward, is he going to bring forth a staff that's going to be totally under him? We know now that NIL, a collective, a general manager, all that stuff goes hand in hand together as it relates to how these guys move. So right now, when you talk about like director of recruiting, I think Annie Hansen is that individual that handles all of that. So the question is now, how does that work? Does he retain those people that are already in place, or does he bring his own staff? The fact that, you're talking about a $1 million contract for him. This is some big time money. This is nothing to snooze at. So I kind of wonder if they are going to allow him to get his own staff, or do you retain those guys? I know those individuals are closely connected to Lincoln Riley. We know that according to reports yesterday, Dave Emmerich will be moving to the chief of staff. Whatever that means, we'll find out exactly what that means for the chief of staff. Is that going to be closely connected to the current general manager now? And here's the thing. A guy like this, a general manager like this, you bring him in for this amount of money, you let him do his thing. According to all reports, everything that I've read already thus far, this guy knows what he's doing. He knows what it is to be over collective. He knows what it is to be to manage this thing completely. And the fact that we've had guys like Madden Ferremo just go to a place like Notre Dame. He's out of Southern California. You got guys like Kingston. He's from Southern California. You just kind of wonder now, even though I heard reports that Kingston State he's staying, you just kind of wonder if this has an impact on some of the guys that are currently there from Southern California. That's one aspect of it. The other aspect is this. USC now, when you look at what Jennifer Coyne, because I'm gonna salute Jennifer Coyne. I'm gonna have to give her flowers and give her credit, because I believe that she is behind a lot of some of this stuff that's taking place. Now, when you look at a guy like Chad Savage, who's coming from Colorado State, and the impact that he's going to have on Southern California recruiting, it's unbelievable. I think the fact that most of the coaches know him. They talked about that being a home run hire, and they talk about his footprint already in Southern California, and that was at Colorado State. Now he has the backing of a USC. It's going to be go time. So that's one aspect. USC has really focused on. They heard the voices of all the fans. They heard the voices of us. We got to start refocusing on Southern California. He's a guy that's going to target that. Another guy that's going to target that is this guy, Chad Bowen. Look, he understands the landscape of Southern California. He's lived in Southern California, for those who didn't know that. So now we got a guy that really understands what USC is about, who USC is, the landscape, how to run a collective, how to make a collective run work for us, and how to distribute these funds. This is everything that has been lacking. And from my understanding, the fact that he's young, he probably still has that young, the young swag or whatever, if you will. I think that's going to really translate well to the recruits. Every picture I've seen him with multiple recruits on numerous occasions. Just the fact how he interacts with them, I think he gets it. Reports that I've heard that the current general manager at USC, don't have to mention no names, some told me they didn't even know him. They told me that personally. So look, man, I mean, you guys hit me in the comment section. You have to be a people person. You have to be able to interact with people in order to have success. It's the business aspect of it, but then there's a relationship aspect of it. The relationship aspect of it builds trust, and trust builds multiple chemistry.